Hello, everyone. It's nice seeing you. So we are on day 5. And before people hop on too much, I just want to say, oh my word, this is supposed to be short. And my last one was like 16 or 18 minutes. We are going to keep this down to 10 minutes. All right. So I just want to make sure that you know you're prepared. Somebody's hopping on before I get started. And so let me just see that we get anybody up there. And then once we see someone chime in, you can even put in the comments like, I'm here or I hear you. And so then I'll know that I can get going. All right. It's Friday. You may all be heading out to eat and going out on dates. That's what I'm doing. My husband and I are going to be heading out of town here in just a little bit. So, okay, there we go. Looks like we've got a couple people on. So today's talk is on, and let me just tell you for new people coming in. So this is day 5, and we are doing this book here, right here, your next 30 days. So I did get this one in the mail and had the privilege of talking with Dean. Dean is actually going to be sending us one of these. So this book is going to Joe. So Joe is a woman from, Michigan, I believe. And she messaged me after doing one day saying that, she really wanted to do this with her church and wanted the link to get the book and stuff. And I said, better yet, Dean is giving away one book every single week throughout this month that we do this. So I'm going to give you one, Joe. All right. So it's your book. You get to have it. I'll send it your way. And I have a feeling they're probably signed, the ones. This is my own. It's not signed, but I'm going to send you your copy. Okay. So let's get started then. Today, day 5, it's called Fear Fogs Faith. Well, we all need faith right now. And this whole journey is about finding your faith, hope and love during hard times. And there's a lot going on for all of us. I mean, I get emails every day about people that are dealing with serious things. All right. So let's look at a Bible verse, one particular one that I never associated so much with faith and fear as much as more like importance or value. So listen to the verse. I'm sure it'll be familiar to you, and then we'll break it down real quick. This is going to be 10 minutes. All right. So it's Luke 12, 6-7. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. Indeed, the very hairs on your head are all numbered. Don't be afraid. You're worth more than the sparrows. So thinking that this fear is an affirmation of the fact that we don't need to be afraid. So if we're talking about fear today, and we really want to just get some tidbits, do some homework that's going to help us tackle this issue of fear, there was a story that I'll quick tell you about. Basically, Pastor Dean, I think he was in seminary, took his wife to a prison, and they were doing a service for the people in there. Realizing quickly how passionate they all were about it was him just thinking that, like, yeah, of course, this song that was just about wanting to get home and sort of feeling desperate and fearing probably many things, and how valuable each one of those prisoners was. Like he felt their hearts, and that's the way God sees us. He sees us through loving eyes. No matter what we've done, we still just want to get home, right? And so, yes, we mean home to heaven, but we even mean just in a safe haven. And we just want to not be riddled with fear. And so you may know someone. It may be yourself. It may be a friend or a family, but I want you to think on these things. And there's some homework we're going to get to. So, Dean has a couple sentences that I want to highlight. One said, God set his heart on saving us. Jesus, his son, died for us. He did that for us. So we know this. We know that we're so important. Of course, he let his own, which is really him, but his own self die for us, right? Of course, he doesn't want us to fear, and he has power over everything, anything that we could possibly fear. He is over it and more powerful than that. Also, I wrote down this sentence here that even though we are rocked by sin, he still loves us. And we see that all, and all of the different main characters in the Bible, like they were despicable in many ways, but yet God used them in great ways, and God gave them comfort and put them in places where they could accomplish great things. So now, even though we're rocked by sin, he still loves us. So as we are transformed by the gospel, so knowing that we're saved, we learn then to trust God more. So as we see him help us out and we know that he's there for us, that increases our faith and it allows us to trust him even more. But do we reflect on the fact, like, do we just get saved when I was 21 or 22 years old? Hi, Dawn, nice seeing you. Do we just get saved and then sort of forget about it and know we're good? Or do we reflect on it often and think, he died for me, right? That's what we want you to do. And to know that, like, he's helping us. And if we're not almost like with the Sabbath, looking back and seeing how he's making a difference in our lives each day, we're unable to recognize how even though I'm still sinning, he's still there helping. And that's what I want you guys to leave with today, is this encouragement to be courageous, to look back on the times that he has been there and saved you over and over and over again, even though we're kind of despicable at times. All right, your homework. So let's see. Number 1, what have been your greatest fears? So you're going to journal this, like take some time. Somebody, Dawn, if you want to write in the comments, like write down number 1, what have been some of your greatest fears? So I want you to think about this and journal this. Like, is it the future? Is it that you're worried about your children? Could it be your finances? Maybe it's your health. Maybe you fear rejection. Fear can literally be paralyzing. Sometimes it's circumstantial fear, and it's like you're fearing something, but really what's underneath of it is where the really big fear is. Well, I loved how this kind of section in the study said, pray your fear back to God. Like, isn't that good? Like, when we know that praying is what we need to do, but he says, pray your fear back to God. Like, give it away. He doesn't want you to have that. God is not of that. He is his fear. So we fear evil, dark, Satan, all that. We fear that, of course. We don't, of course. But when we have God's fear, that's awe-inspiring fear. And that's fear because we cannot even imagine that God can get over all of that he can change everything in a second, that he can redirect us. We all orchestrate all sorts of things. And yesterday I said orchestrate. That's what it was about, choreography and orchestrating. He has power, and that's the power we want to lean into. And that's the fear we want to lean into, not this stuff from Satan, right? So now the other thing that I loved was, like, don't pray your worry. That's what I do sometimes, is I can hear myself pray my worry. And that is not healthy, and that is not good. And when I do that, I'm teaching myself to, like, where's my faith, right? Don't pray your worries. You're speaking life into those. Like, pray your fear back to God. I love that. So next, there's just 2 more. The next one is take a posture of humility. So why do we need to do that when we feel like when we have fear? When fear is, like the title, fogging our everything, our energy, our joy, our passion, it's crippling us, right? Well, when we take a posture of humility, what happens is we then are recognizing us as a little bit lower, and God is very high and mighty. And what that does is it allows us to understand that he is powerful. He can do this. And it removes us of trying to take control and trying to handle the fear. Listen, if we could, it would be gone, right? Nobody wants to live in that kind of gross fear. So we would get rid of it, but we can't. So when we pray, we have to humble ourselves and let God be the Almighty and wipe it away, give it back to him, right? The last thing is the challenge of, again, revisiting the gospel regularly. I forget about this. I'm glad it's in here. You know, I love to tell the story of when I was saved. We won't do it today. My 10 minutes is almost out, but this will help increase your faith. So faith wipes out fear, and fear fogs your faith. So give it back to God. And that is your lesson today. Don't forget to write down those fears so that you can be mindful of giving them away, giving them back, lifting that fear up, because God can handle it all. See you later. Nice seeing you, Missy, Dawn. Love seeing you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and it'll be under 10 minutes. Okay, we got this. Bye.